So as an American living in the Netherlands, I've realized that there are a lot of habits that I've been picking up. Whether it's habits I picked up from friends or colleagues, a lot of these habits have made a significant change to my life, and to be honest, have also made me a lot happier.
Dat is Rotterdam Centraal, komt u dan voor 7 Rotterdam Centraal.
And if I'm being real, I have definitely picked up a couple of new habits for 2024 after just living here in the Netherlands. A lot of which has legit helped me just throughout the year, as well as will continue to help me throughout my life. And look, what about you? Have you picked up any habits in 2024? I would love to know in the comments. Like, pull up in the comments below right after you hit that subscribe button. Whoa, look at the big old bear. Wow, that bear's huge. And now this first one, I would definitely have to say I've definitely picked this up from the Dutch, and that has to be complaining. Like, for real, people have pointed, like, people literally called me out on it a couple of times in videos just from watching the videos and seeing me complain about certain things. And this is true. Like, for example, I will complain about the weather. I'm right up there when it comes to #1 conversation starter, the weather. Now, I am a bit weird in this category though, only because I'm the opposite. Like, I like weather like this, but yeah, most people don't like weather like this. I mostly complain about the sun. But yeah, man, I have recognized that I do tend to complain a little bit more, and mostly it's mostly has to do with a lot of my quality of life. When it comes to any like facet of my quality of life, or my kids' quality of life, or my wife's quality of life, I will pull up. I used to not, but now I see that I have a standard. And not only that, but I also have a boundary, and my boundary is set to a certain level. And I have noticed it was not like this in the States. Like, for real, side note, look at, what is Mickey doing right here? Trying to pull up on me. Look at him. Pull up on me while I ain't looking. But yeah, I complain about anything that affects my quality of life. Not so much what I used to complain about before, which was, I'll be honest, I did used to complain about things that didn't really matter, like not getting this new, or not, not being able to like buy certain things. And this is because I used to find my self-worth in things that were external, like my job or the things that I have. And now I'll be honest, I'm like way past that. I mean, and this is even with things that I really like technology and like cameras. Cause look, I like new drip. Like, I love new tech drip. I've been changing so much to the point of like, I don't need the newest iPhone. I don't need the newest camera. And I noticed that even the stuff that I have now, I don't even want that. Look, just give me something that turns on and a couple of extra batteries, and I'm Gucci. Like, I legit just need something to get the job done. Like, I don't need a bunch of stuff, and I don't like having just a bunch of stuff laying around. Look, these guys are just staring all up in my grill. Oh, snap, man, we got the oldie bowling stand pulled up over here, man. Not gonna nothing, I ain't gonna lie. That oldie bowling stand he'd be good. We definitely gonna have to come back to that. And also, yes, I am in Rotterdam for my lunch today. Side note, look at this big old tree. Like, come on, got a hole through it. Like, tell me that's not gangster. Like, come on, Rotterdam be doing it up, man. Hey, man, I forget how nice Rotterdam is during the holidays, man. Like, wow, it is really nice. Also, side note, the weather's perfect. Like, it is, I'm kind of hot. Something else too that I have been changing with is just embracing more of the simple life and just simplicity of things. Like, perfect example is like just the way that I dress. Like, not for nothing, if you watch my videos, I be wearing the same clothes. I mean, I'm not a flashy dude. I'll literally find a place that has like a good shirt, and I'll buy like 5 of them and get rid of all the other stuff that I have, and will literally wear the same colors, the same clothes, anything that's quality, that's cheap, and that lasts a while, I'm copping it. That's just the honest to God truth. Like, I don't know, I realized that there's not a lot that I need, and the simpler, the better. And I feel so much happier and more confident too at the same time while embracing all of this stuff versus like, again, just like trying to look a certain way, caring about what everybody else thinks. I really embrace the simplicity of like just everything. Like, I'm more about things that I need versus things that I want. Like, and I don't really want a lot. I'm being dead serious, man. As long as like my wife and my kids are taken care of, I I don't need that much. And if I'm keeping it real though, I've never been the type that needs nice things or cares a lot about nice things. I do like nice things. Like I love cars. And also, again, I love the drip. But, I mean, yeah, now I've never been the type to really be into like chasing that stuff. But I have been the type to care about what other people think. Which reminds me, I do need some new rain boots. I ain't even gonna lie, man. I tore mine up like, wow, it had to be a year ago. I used to love these rain boots and I just wore them out. They got holes in them, they ripped. So I need some new ones. Dang, pull up. Look at this Oli bowling stand. This is the biggest one I've seen. Dang. And now, although I said I will not spend money on things that I don't really need or don't really matter to please other people, but I will spend things on like my hobbies. And that's another habit of mine now, is that I am more willing to invest in hobbies. I take hobbies a little bit more seriously. And I'm really serious about this. I have noticed this might be another Dutch habit, because I know it's a lot of my Dutch friends have good hobbies, and I think that kind of got into me. But also, like, I'm trying to pick back up running like consistently, as well as something fun and little like drifting RC cars. And I've also tried to get back into things that I've always aspired to do. Like, I always wanted like a talk show or like a talk car show. And I actually started it. Like, I was legit in Atlanta. I told a creator, let's meet up. I would love for you to be the guest on like the first episode of the car show. And I actually filmed it. And yeah, it was great. I got the car, we filmed it, we talked it up. He was like, Corey was great. And it's just something that I've always wanted to do ever since even before I started my career in television. And not for nothing, it went great. Like, it was amazing to do. I will say there was one hiccup, and that was I accidentally lost some audio. But I think it's good. It's gonna work out. And I'm actually thinking about starting like a membership thing so that people can see it, because it doesn't really fit on the channel. But I'll let y'all know. Man, look at the leaves on this tree, man. Come on. But yeah, minus that whole hiccup, I'm not gonna lie, I have made a change of investing more into my hobbies, as well as just in having time for myself. And to be real, I do think that this is something that I picked up from the Dutch, because I don't know, just hanging out with a bunch of my Dutch friends sometimes and then hearing them talk about their hobbies, I had to pick up, like, it feels right. It really puts things in perspective of putting less self-worth in my job and more self-worth into things that I actually enjoy. Like, it makes sense. So that's why I think that my habit of having hobbies have changed so much. And I feel like this is so important, because it's investing time in yourself and into your hobbies. Man, I feel like that's more of your self-worth. Okay, quick side note, I don't come around here that often, but when I do, I don't remember seeing that. It's called the Gemeentelijk Monument. I don't know where. I don't know. You know what? I don't know. I got some Googling to do. Oh, snap. I thought the popo was about to pull up on me, man. I was like standing there trying to get some B-roll shots. Thought the popo was going to get me. And now, if you are new to the vlogs, you probably don't know this, but I actually really, really like Rotterdam. Matter of fact, it reminds me of Chicago. I don't know, like, look, I was born in Chicago, moved to Atlanta, and yeah, it reminds me of freaking Chicago. Even like walking down this little area down here, seriously reminds me of Chicago. And to be honest, it's almost unreal how much it does feel like Chicago, with it being like, with the wind too as well, because it's super windy in Rotterdam versus Haarlem and Amsterdam. Super windy here. Like, and just this whole scene here, like being underground, like you're going through and then you're underground to these shopping centers, again, just feels like Chicago. So I was just up there, right? And seeing that cop, like, basically just U-turn around me, right? And me just joking about saying, like, I thought you were gonna get me. It really reminded me of something that happened to me last week, in which I was standing at a light, right? And the light was red. And I was thinking about crossing, but the police were like the popo were right next to me. So I was like, maybe not. And man, no joke, I'm like literally thinking about crossing, and I don't, until the police were like, come on, like, he's like, you know you want to, let's go. And we crossed the street. Like, I'm over here breaking the law, jaywalking, with the police. And I believe it or not, but I have talked to other expats or people from America about these interactions that I be having with the police here, and they say the same thing. And that's a huge thing that's changed also for me, is just the way I interact with authority. Like, it's just so different. I mean, perfect example. That same situation happened to me once before, but in LA, and a policeman was across the street. The light was red. I put my foot out because I thought that, I'm sorry, what?
Would you like a sunscreen?
Oh, sure, thanks.
Alright, have a nice day.
Thanks, you too. Hey, totally messed up my flow. I stepped my foot off the curb when I wasn't supposed to because the light was red for the walkers. When the light turned green, I crossed the street, and this policeman pulled me over for jaywalking. I didn't even cross the street. He said I jaywalk, and that ticket was $86. And again, this is for jaywalking without even jaywalking. I just stepped my foot out. And now that we reached the famous market hall, I'm gonna pull up in there and get something to eat. And not for nothing, the next habit that I've noticed that's really new, I mean, this one's like fresh. But that new habit would have to be just really appreciating like just a meal, like food. Like seriously, I know this sounds crazy, but I do appreciate like good food. And now I don't know why this is, but I really do. Like I'm like really into like the way food tastes for some reason. That's like a big habit of mine. Man, speaking of food, I am hungry and everything looked good. Holy cow. I'm okay, thanks. Dang, everything looked good. Oh man, not for nothing, I've been wanting to try this place right here, the Duck Truck. Man, hey, they got some good looking burgers. Oh man, this place look good too. Dang, I don't know what to get, man. Oh, also too, quick side note, something that I did learn is that people do live in the market hall. Yeah, I think I'm going with this place right here. Right? All right, now while we wait for the food, I guess what I'm trying to say with my habit of like really like appreciating the food, I used to have this friend who did the same thing. I didn't get it, but I get it now. She would get food, and the food would be so like she would really eat the food and taste the food, and she would get so happy. And I'll be real, look, I didn't get it, but now completely get it. So it's Sky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so my name is Tony. Nice to meet you, Tony.
Nice
Sky.
meeting you,
Yeah, now that I know that you're gonna be. Thank you, bro. Oh man, that fish smells so good. Ooh. And I am super hot. Man, I'm burning up. Oh, you know what? My bad. I got y'all. Hold on. Y'all want to get down on that? Go ahead. Man, look at this fish, man. Look at this fish. Man, it's so good. It's so good. Side note, we got a perfect view too. Look at that view. Wow, look at that. Man, quick side note, this place was bomb. Like, y'all gotta try this place for real. Super nice people, amazing food, amazing fish. No, but seriously, man, come to Bob Tuma, and I promise, look, tell them Sky Money sent you, you will get a free receipt. They are so good. They got everything you need. And now look, I'm trying to explain this the best way I can, and I know this is gonna sound weird, but lately, I would say, especially this year, when it comes to food, I've been really paying attention to it, and I have a habit of like really, when I get the food, especially if I'm going out to eat, and I don't eat out a lot, but when I do, I try to guess whether it's like how it's made. Does that sound weird? Yeah, that sounds a bit weird. I want to learn. I do need to get better with my Dutch.
Thanks, man.
Nice to meet you guys. Hey, thank you, bro. It was so good. So good. Oh, man, that place was so good, man. Dang, that place was good. Bob Tuma, like, check him out. Oh, man, it looks like it just started raining. Dang. It's not too bad. Like, it's not terrible, but yeah, it's definitely raining. Dang, that food was so good. They got the Christmas tree tunnels everywhere. I don't know if you guys see that, but yes, it is definitely raining. That's why I'm standing under this thing. Heading back to the train station, but it's about to end. It's about to end. Ooh, only bowling spot. There you go again. I didn't have to stop. Oh man, so I met a guy while I was sitting down and eating, right? And I told him how Rotterdam reminds me of Chicago. And man, the wind, just now the wind, man. I'm telling you, man. Wow, and like just views like this where you'll see like the buildings. Man, I'm telling you. Man, it reminds me of Chicago. But yeah, man, what a nice little day in Rotterdam. Seeing all the Christmas lights and things. I forget that Rotterdam is like really, really, like their decorations are nice. But yeah, good food, good vibe. Yeah, good day in Rotterdam. Now, man, while we head back to the train station, can I just say one last thing? And that is, I don't usually use umbrellas, but I try not to get the camera all wet, man. And man, fuck umbrellas. I hate umbrellas.